What is going on, guys? My name is Rob, back again from Ramen Reviews here with another episode reaction to Bartender Glass of God. This is actually surprise of the season for me. I mean, to be fair, I don't normally take random shows that just pique my interest. Normally, I have a little bit of a following, or I've read the source material, or it's been talked about quite a lot before I jump into a series that is relatively new. Now, again, if it's a sequel, that's another story in general, but I usually don't go into things. But for some reason, all the ones that I normally don't have any expectations or any prerequisite knowledge tend to have the most interest. When I did shoot, what's that one series called? The one that I was reacted to for my very first Flashback Fridays. The school one, School Live. I mean, to be fair, I mean, people did say, hey, check it out, just don't read anything about it. I went to that completely blind, not expecting anything, blew me out of the water. Suka Suka, End of the World, that long ass name that I don't remember. That had no idea what it was about. Actually was really good. Still no season 2 ever on the horizon. Probably won't expect that. Saga of Tanya the Evil. Where the hell is season 2? We got the movie. That's great. It's not dubbed for some reason. But season 2 was announced almost, 3 years ago. Still waiting on that one. Waiting for you, Studio Nut. I think that's the name of the studio. But it just, a lot of these series that I had picked up that I knew nothing about tended to be the ones that stood out the most. Now, is this going to stand out the most? Highly unlikely, but it's still a good show from what I've seen. Being an ex mixology connoisseur, I guess you could say. It's a bit of a shame that I can't drink much anymore because, again, trying to lose weight. And the last time I had a drink was for my birthday and for someone else's birthday, so about 2 weeks ago or a week ago. And I understand that this is not going to be for everyone. This show does, I mean, if you don't drink, a lot of this is going to go over your head, or you might not appreciate it, and that's perfectly okay. I mean, some people just don't drink, more power to you, and they won't appreciate it as much as, say, me, for example. But yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying this. Again, I wanted to continue with the whole paying attention to the person, the clientele, and seeing what the bartender, who I know they've shown his name before, but the bartender can just concoct for them. Like the Bull Shop, never heard of it. I actually still need to look that up. I want to kind of make that when I can, be able to drink again, and leisurely. I mean, like if I'm hanging out with people, sure, but for the most part, I won't drink at home, not anymore. The most I'm drinking is, my soda water or coffee, which I have on the side. Yes, I have soda water and coffee. Thankfully, my coffee is set aside. I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry. But yeah, anyway, I'm ready to jump into this episode. I do apologize. My consistency for these uploads are going to vary. I normally am off Wednesday day, but I had to go on Wednesday night for work, so I don't have that much time. And also, my brother tends to work from home 95% of the time. In fact, the only reason why I'm able to upload this video right now instead of a little bit later is, one, he's not going to the gym. He's actually has to go into the office. He normally works remote. So I don't like talking where he can hear it, and I don't want to record where you could hear this, although that's probably a little bit harder. But yeah, so it's just trying to be, considerate for him. But yeah, anyways, I'm ready to jump into this episode reaction, and I had to watch Conan Super after this. So without further ado, let's jump into episode 3, Bartender Glass of God, A Perfect Taste, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Well, good luck if he can find someone else. I wonder if the show had to get rights to show um certain brands of liquor or spirits. Mm. there is a there is like you can be a good bartender, but there are bartenders who can elevate things, of course. I've never been in anything like that high strung, but it would be nice. Skipping intros because I've seen it already. I mean, wait, can I not skip this? There's no usually a prompt for it. Damn, I'm good. It looks good. There is actually this one bartender, you can actually find him on YouTube. He's like the ASMR bartender of Japan. I don't know what his name is. But he looks, I mean, Asian, so Asian genes tend to, you could be younger looking and still be quite older. Um, but he's probably like in his like late 30s. So this guy looks significantly older. They reuse a lot of shots, which is fine. Ooh, so something to loosen you up. Let's see. Something to loosen you up. I mean, that could be a lot of things. Anything that's a good drink, a good strong drink. New person. B and B. Remy Martin. B and B. B and B. Brandy and Benedictine. Okay. I very rarely have had either. Brandy, not so much. Apologies if you heard that. My watch. Benedictine is pretty sweet. See, cool. There are explaining these to people who are not really familiar with, let's say, said drink, but even if you're not much of a drinker in general. She has a cut on her ring finger. Sorry, this is your ring finger, but right hand ring finger. Is it perfect or it's not good enough? She's judging it. I mean, she drank all of it, but she knew she. I mean, I would ask about the hours if it's near closing time. That I mean, I feel like that's just a normal person, considerate at least. But is it because of your last job? Oh, is this the? It's the bartender. Yep. Because I was about to, because only those who care about hours. I was going to say, if he's asking for hours too, it's got to be that bartender. Damn, a lot of these drinks I'm not super familiar with. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I do drink some gin and tonic, but I use Empress gin. So a gin fizz. So it's gin and soda water instead of a gin and tonic? It's unique. I'd see, yeah, because I mean, if it's anything like a gin and tonic, except with soda water, it's a boring drink, but it's good. You asked about the hours. Something simple. Water doesn't do that, by the way, just saying. I mean, so I'm assuming the shaking of the gin will add some air. I don't know. That's true. I feel like if you were on such a high grade, it'd be a bit. I don't know. Don't know that. So typically, you only use three types of sugars. From what I've always seen, I mean, you can use sugar cubes. But I mostly would only use them for an old fashioned. But if you're gonna use an old fashioned, I would rather just do a simple syrup, which is depend on how sweet you want it. Parts sugar, water. Or you can use a demerara sugar, which is a dark caramel, like almost slightly burnt caramel color. That does sound interesting. It's again, it's a sugar I mean, it probably can't work. I mean, I could probably order it. It's America. It's just something I've never had. Mm. But if any of you like who are watching, um, what's your favorite cocktail? I'm pretty sure I asked this in the first video. That's way too much words. Yeah. Yeah, but what perfect is subjective. There is no such thing, and you would never want to aim for perfection in a certain field. Because think about it, when you become perfect, you lose. And if you're someone who wants to constantly get better, perfect is the last thing you want to do. Because you just palm reader. Yeah, you don't want to strive for perfect. You want to strive to consistently better yourself. And I don't think there's a perfect cocktail in terms of like how you make it. Like my perfect cocktail is an old fashioned or a Moscow Mule, depends on my mood. But there will never be a perfect way to make it. There's like my favorite version of a Moscow Mule that I make is not going to be the perfect for anyone else. Some people might not prefer that flavor. It's also about taste too. You'll never make a perfect cocktail. A cocktail that anyone and everyone will like. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. Well, one that where everyone will obviously love. Some people are like, oh, okay, this is good. Yeah. Practice. You're starting this technically. I mean, I get what he's trying to say, and I get her point of view too. Damn it, this makes me want to go out and drink again. But to be fair, I only go to a select few bars because they make my favorite drinks. All right, so who's gonna come and be disappointed that this bar is closed? It tends to happen every time. Oh, he wants to try. And now, okay, it's so hard. Okay, I'm trying to look at his. I'm trying to look at his stash. I don't know the word. His inventory. Sorry, it's okay. A bar battle. Ooh, okay. Like this is legit kind of cool. Make the same cocktail. Give me Manhattan. Bro, I can't believe I guessed that. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. Yo, I am a fucking god. All right. Manhattan. Whoo. Manhattan is a great drink, by the way. That is a stiff drink. Ah, man. Yep. Vermouth, whiskey. And I think that's really it. Now, I have never made because I don't want to buy vermouth, but it would be one of those things that I would need to really mix with. And funny thing is, I wasn't even thinking about the bag, but it's just one of those like it's a good way. It was either a Manhattan or an old fashioned. I think those are great to compare. As like, which one do you prefer? This old fashioned, or this for Manhattan or this Manhattan? And I've had Manhattans that weren't as rich in red color. Exactly, 100%. You want to see it blind. You wanted it to be blind. And yes, that is a. I believe that's a cherry. You're supposed to use a cherry stem or cherry, but yeah, light. Manhattan shouldn't be light. It should be more well rounded. It should actually be a pretty stiff. It should actually kind of hit you like woo. So he stopped stirring to a certain point. But taste is personal preference. I disagree with him wholeheartedly because I've met people like them with that preference. So why did the flavor change though? Is it because you already tasted it and now your tongue is already used to the flavors? Hold on. Agreed with that. Agreed. And he doesn't drink certain. So but he also has his pride. But why did it change? Don't stand in the middle of the street, by the way. I'm trying to figure out how it changes. I've had maybe six Manhattans from different bars or different restaurants that have that as a specialty drink. The only reason why I think it tastes different is because you've already had that taste, and especially if what you're eating, it doesn't taste at first what you first drink it. But I felt that way with almost every cocktail, unless you're just drinking the cocktail. Now, if you're drinking a cocktail with a thing of ice, 100%. So, yeah, so, okay, if you're drinking something with ice, old fashioned. I'm gonna keep on using it because it's the easiest thing that makes sense. I mean, and to be fair, I mean, you can also do this in Moscow Mule. If you put in actually, no, a good old fashioned has a large enough ice where it's already diluted enough where the flavor shouldn't change because it's actually not watering down the ice cube anymore because it's at the perfect temperature. Apologies. Yes, but no. Let's take a Moscow Mule for example. Okay, so Moscow Mule usually has crushed ice in it or very small ice. If you were to drink it right off the bat, right when you get it, it's going to have a completely different taste than after you let it sit for a while because that ice, being so small, and how much is usually in the cup or the mug, tends to melt. And that, yes, that is 100% a different taste, but that's due to the water being introduced into the other ingredients. A Manhattan, though, there is nothing. It might be still a chilled glass. I'm not entirely sure. I've never had a chilled glass. But that shouldn't change the flavors. I've never had that. So I'm trying to figure out how the flavors will change. Now, unless I've drank the Manhattan fast enough where, is there some separation between the vermouth and the whiskey? I'm not entirely sure. So, or maybe I've not noticed. Now that makes me curious. I don't have vermouth. I have plenty of whiskey. So, a martini. My least favorite. Well, I don't like olives. I'm not a fan of olives or olive juice, although I think olive juice is added to a martini makes it a dirty martini, and the olive is really the only thing introduced. I don't know. I've never had a martini because I know it had to do with olives, and if you like olives, it's great. If you don't, then martini is just not for you. I know my ex loved olives, so she would have a kick from them. I think she actually had a martini when we went on a date night one night. I could be wrong though. She also liked other stuff. But yeah, interesting, very interesting. I can't believe I guess a Manhattan. I assume because of the ingredients you use. Now, if you use the exact same ingredients, then it just comes down to the ratios. I feel like. And of course, mixing it, yes, if you mix it for longer, it does increase the temperature. But again, after a while, you're going to introduce enough water dilution no matter what, and with a big enough rock of ice. So, yeah. I had a lot to say in this episode. I had a lot of fun. Now, if I got anything wrong, please know I only did cosmology and certain drinks for a very short period of time. Less than half a year. And my primary knowledge comes from dabbling a lot with Moscow Mules, Old Fashions, and penicillins. Those three were the ones that I constantly made the most in terms of cocktails. I mean, yeah. So Manhattan was something I briefly studied on, but I never really got to test it because I didn't want to buy a large amount of vermouth. And yeah, and plus I would be the only one drinking it. My brother loves my old fashions. He likes a Manhattan, but he likes us very uniquely, and he wasn't gonna go try my samples. And my ex at the time, when I was studying mixology, not cosmology. Yes, I do the makeups. But when I was doing mixology, she didn't really care for most of the drinks. She didn't mind my Moscow Mules, but she preferred a couple other drinks that I didn't really make. I had to follow a complete guide on how to make her favorite drink, or one of her favorite drinks. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this video. I am looking forward to the next one. But yes, as a mixologist, or an older mix, not like that, as someone who practiced mixology a while ago, this is right up my alley still. I'm thoroughly looking for the next episode. But yeah, great episode. Looking forward to the next one. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to be starting my Konosuba reaction after this. Until then, see ya.